All right, we're live on Fly on the Wall Productions, Facebook and YouTube. We're streamed everywhere you get your podcasts, on the web at airedoutvt.com. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a beautiful day, another day. I'm J.D. Green. I've got Raylene here right next to me. It is the sun is shining. It is just fabulous out there. Before we even get going this morning, let's right out of the gate, let's say that Delicate Decadence has got their Wednesday night meal tonight. If you want dinner, if you want Tim Bolton to do all the cooking, 479-7948 is the phone number to call, and you got to get it dialed in before noon today if you can, which is the thing to do, so that they can plan ahead. But do you know what is on the menu, Raylene?
I have to look again because I've forgotten.
Oh, here we go. JD, you're such a pain in the ass.
Well, you are. You bring this shit up and you're not prepared.
And you're not prepared.
I don't know why I'm surprised.
Anyway.
It's macaroni and cheese and pulled pork.
Ooh, ouch. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, man, that sounds amazing. God. All right.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Plain and simple. It's so good. So good.
And we have to say it's Wednesday, so we have to say Happy Ladies' Day.
Yeah.
Over at Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash in
Yeah.
Southbury. You can go over there and get your car serviced, get an oil change, get a flower to say thank you for the amazing woman you are, and you
Yes.
get to go through and get a free car wash.
All right.
What a perfect day for a car wash.
It is perfect because this can be dry for a little while.
Right.
Which is nice.
Yes.
We need a little bit of that.
Yes, we do. Rain toward the end of the week, though.
You know what I might be doing later today?
What?
Maybe kayaking. And
Yeah, you've lost your mind. They've had warnings out about that because they've already done some water rescues of people that have fallen in the frigid temp water. I think that's a real dumbass move.
Well,
that's kind of like putting your summer tires back on in February, March even.
Listen, Raylene, I know that when you woke up this morning, the first thing that crossed your mind was what? I mean, I already know what it was.
Actually, I'm gonna say this, that I have learned of some real shitty things happening here in the city. And as soon as I can share, I will be.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that the majority of people are going to be just as pissed off as me right now. I'm tired of it. I'm fed up. I'm done. I'm done.
All right. It wasn't related to a city council meeting last night.
Not a council meeting. There was no council meeting last night, no.
Right.
But there have been some committee meetings recently that have just, let's just say cancel culture.
Okay.
Movement type things. And I'm just tired of it. And
be very careful.
I won't be able to bite my tongue.
Well, be careful because Barb Drush is tuned in this morning.
I'm happy that they're tuned in.
And so is Glenn Brummer.
And Glenn, I got Glenn just as wound up
Watch
as me
out
this
for
morning.
Linda Kuchar.
And Glenn,
Tina Ruthier's tuned in.
Yeah,
Be
Glenn
careful.
hadn't even had his coffee yet, and I got him all pissed off talking to him about it. But,
Glenn knows about this already?
He does. As soon as I can, I will be posting some stuff, and we will definitely be talking about it.
All right. Okay. Should we start out with a little bit of weather today?
Yes, absolutely, because that's the only place where I'm going to find sunshine today.
From Roger Hill.
Yeah.
He's saying sun is going to be given way to occasional high cloudiness today. Temperatures going to be, mid-50s. Tonight, clouds thickening up. Maybe a sprinkle, 35 to 40 for the low. And then Thursday, tomorrow, mostly cloudy, but some sunny intervals. A little cooler, highs near 50 degrees. I gotta tell you, I'm getting a little fed up with waking up every morning and having to scrape off goddamn windshield. Can we just get on with it now?
I don't have that trouble.
You don't have to. Oh, that's right, because you're in your fancy garage.
Sorry. Sorry.
Let's see. Friday, mainly cloudy skies around 55 degrees. Got plans for the weekend. 50 for the high on Saturday. With let's see, clouds and sun, a mix. Sunday, what are we saying? Cloudy skies. Scattered afternoon showers, possibly mixed with snow. Upper 40s on Sunday. It's the 17th of April. Can we just stop burning the
that would
the
be
wood
nice.
stove and just I'm tired of the wood stove. Tired of it. I haven't even had a chance to tell you this morning, but I need to right now. In about 20 minutes or so, or thereabouts, I'm going to dial in the Associated General Contractors of Vermont, and we're going to put Matt Musgrave on the air with us this morning. He gave the most amazing presentation this morning with the Chamber of Commerce board meeting, with a very, very well articulated snapshot of what's going on in the Vermont legislature right now. Some of the bills,
nice,
and some of the things that are coming up, and he's going to talk about the three most important things for Vermonters, which are public safety, affordability, and housing. And I don't know. There's just a lot to be said about this. And he was just so eloquent this morning and well-spoken. And I was like, man, would you be willing to come on the air? And he was like, absolutely. So we're gonna throw him on in about 20 minutes. Man, I see and I know you're not surprised by this in the news, this giant, gargantuan caseload that is backlogged in the judicial system. We saw this coming.
Yeah.
You're not surprised?
Not at all.
Not in the slightest bit.
No.
But
no.
It is. Did you read that from? I think it was Digger that.
Yes.
That wrote that up.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! CAX, I think, has got.
I think that Washington County
too.
is still in a good place, though. I think that they keep a well-oiled machine for the most part over there.
Because of Rory Tebow.
Well, what he left behind, yes, he left a good team behind for sure. And I think that they all fell into a really good routine and seem to be still doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, they may have a little backup, but nothing like other counties. We're lucky.
We have school districts voting on budgets last night everywhere, just everywhere.
I think a couple passed, too. I
Yeah.
read that a couple did go through on the second try.
They did. I can't remember which towns off the top of my head. It doesn't matter. But, man, there's just a lot about that. That's big in the news today. Tuesday, Hardwick Police over on, I think it was Hillside Street, had a shooting, and they showed up and they found the victim, which, as far as I know, is still alive.
Yes, he had to. Last I knew, the victim, I don't know if it was a he or she actually, but they had to be flown from right there in Hardwick from the high school to UVM. And I don't know if they remain in UVM, if they ended up flying them somewhere else. But that is where the shooting victim was flown from.
They don't have the shooter. We don't have the shooter.
No.
Okay. Maybe that'll come out now.
But please don't worry.
Yes.
The community has no
threat to the
need to worry.
Right.
I mean, I understand that they want to keep people calm, and that's why they say that shit. Then if you're going to say that stuff, then tell a little more of the story so that maybe people do feel at ease. But there's no feeling at ease with that. Whether or not it was isolated, drug-related, there's nothing to feel at ease when it comes to that, because who knows? How do you know they're not hiding in your backyard and that they're not going to try to steal your car when you're leaving for work in the morning? Sure. Or, you know, you don't know.
Right.
Come in your house to hide out and hold you hostage for days.
Did you hear about this Angel Rosado dude down in Brattleboro on April 11th?
Mm-hmm.
Another person found covered in blood, bleeding on the brain, dislocated shoulder.
Like severely beat. We posted the article, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and that was in Brattleboro.
Mm-hmm.
Last night in Troy, Vermont, Loop Road, cars getting broken into.
Mm-hmm.
Homeowners come out. The guy that's breaking into the car points a gun at him. Man.
Mm-hmm.
Takes off. Some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And
some guns stolen.
Yeah.
Last night. Shopping bag full of them. Like, they filled the shopping bag full of them. A U.S. postal worker robbed at gunpoint in New Hampshire. It's just freaking insane.
Yesterday, you posted up that this week marks 4 years since the disappearance of Ralph Jean Marie.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually April 13th, 2020. Barrie City Police say they're investigating.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard
Unfortunately, it was not reported for a few days.
Quite a while.
Yeah, that he was even missing. So,
yeah,
you know, that left a lot of cleaning up that was able to be done, maybe, and a lot of time that they lost there that was crucial. I mean, when they're out looking and canvassing, it was well over with.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of talk. There's a whole lot of talk. There was a recent post where somebody, you know, pretty much described the whole incident and said that he was afraid for his life because he knew too much and he was kind of in hiding. I don't know how much truth to any of it is. And who knows, maybe at some point we should ask the chief to come back in and just give us a what he can for information as far as like where they stand. Chief Vail is always very willing to talk about that stuff and open in the capacity that he can do that. I mean, they can't reveal all kinds of stuff that could jeopardize what little they do have. So,
right.
Yeah.
Are you referring just a minute ago to the guy that posted last night that he saw that someone?
Well, he didn't post that last night. I think it got reposted. That post was done like 3 weeks ago.
No. Someone in the comments last night said that he couldn't remember who it was, but that someone had basically blew the whistle on everything in detail, and. You know.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you, actually.
Yeah. I saw the comment last night.
It was crazy. It was crazy. The details that were written in that post, and like I said, who knows? But I'm sure that is something that they're also looking into. And parts of the details I've already heard months and months and months ago, maybe over a year ago.
Yeah.
So some of those things I'm sure were.
Sure.
Already scratched off the list as not factual.
Yeah. But boy, we got a lot of listeners tuned in. Good morning,
do.
Good morning, Clay and Bob Kershaw, who's going to be with me on the 23rd at 2:00. Looking forward to having him on. Tina, Glenn, Stacy, Jay, Barb, everyone's locked on this
morning, everyone.
Virgens, this it looks like there's going to be a juvenile facility going to Virgins to replace Woodside. 14-bed facility. Not going to be Newberry. Looks like the people in Newberry are very happy.
Hopefully they figure out how to operate it the correct way this time.
Yeah. Amen. Let's see. Yesterday, Christian Concepcion, age 16, in court here in Vermont, but looks like he's going to be extradited to New York to face those charges. So, and he'll be tried as an adult too, right?
Yeah, I believe so, but I don't know. I don't know
murder.
What the circumstances are in New York.
Wow.
If their age is 25 or whatever, or if they'll prosecute him as an adult.
Speaking of New York City, bunch of people on scooters wearing masks, driving scooters through the city and shooting people. Do you hear about that? I mean, jeez. God, did anyone die from this? I don't know. I just know that there were several people on scooters wearing masks and driving through the city and shooting at people. Just unbelievable shit that's going on. Really.
For sure.
We had a dozen tornadoes ripping through the Midwest. Have you seen some of the storms?
I've seen some of the photos, yes.
The pictures of Kansas.
Truthfully, I was just so preoccupied with this other stuff.
Yeah.
That everything else is just a blur.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you. I'm just glancing here through some of the headlines. Oh, there's so much stuff going on in Gaza. I don't even know where to begin with the whole Gaza aid thing, and just the world news is just a mess. It's just a mess. By the way, those Midwest storms are heading east. Cincinnati is buckling up today for some possible residual from those storms. Let's see. House Republicans sent 2 articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to the Senate yesterday.
They do have some jury members for the Trump trial.
Yes, they do. Yep.
That he'll forever be able to fight and say it was not a fair trial.
Yep. I think they need 5 more, but the Trump jury is taking shape. It is taking form. Let's see. What was the other thing? Red Sox fell to Cleveland 10-7 last night. I think they're back with Cleveland tonight. 2024 Paris Olympics flame has been lit in Greece. A 3,000-mile torch relay begins. Have you heard all about the extra security and the terrorist threats at the Paris Olympics and just God, man, no thanks.
No,
I'll stay home and watch it on my couch.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
popcorn.
where it's safest.
Exactly.
Big news in town. The big news in town. Do you want to know what that is?
Please. That
Sterling Hill is now open. That's big news. Do you know what a shortcut that is? It's huge. That is huge that is open.
Please do tell.
Sterling Hill in Barrytown is open. There's not much more to tell. It's the one-way road that you can come from Barrytown. Like if you're coming from Barrytown School, instead of going right down Quarry Hill or left towards Graniteville, you just go straight across and it brings you right down into South Barry next to
steep drop.
Yes.
Right down, straight down. Dumps you right out at...
well, it's open.
Maplewoods.
It saves like a huge amount of time in the morning. Congratulations, everybody. You got 5 minutes extra to sleep.
That's true. I had to think for a second where Sterling Hill is because I don't drive on that. I drove on it one time, and you know what I was thinking?
That you were going to go off on the side?
No, I was thinking I want to come here during a big ass snowstorm
and slide down it. I know people that have before.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. My God.
Well, it does sound kind of fun. I don't know how safe it would be, but it does sound kind of fun.
Tina's saying West Patterson's open. It is? That's what Tina Ruthier is saying right now.
Wow, I thought it was closed indefinitely.
No.
Wow.
I'm seeing that O.J. Simpson's Ford Bronco that he was driving during that police chase.
Who cares?
It's up for sale, Raylene.
Who cares? Like, stop giving that man any more. Every other post I see him, why are you giving that man any light at all? Just don't.
Yeah.
He was a disgusting human being that deserved to be where he was. Everybody knows that he did it. And no, just don't. Why would you want that thing?
Current bid on O.J. Simpson's Ford Bronco. $750,000.
Yeah, well, somebody's a real moron.
I'm not kidding. It's $750,000. But the owners, and people aren't going to believe me. Well, maybe they will. I think Tina Ruthier is going to have a hard time believing this. She knows the value of cars. The owners of the Bronco say they are looking for at least $1.5 million. And right now we're holding at $750,000.
It's disgusting.
$750,000. Can we get $8?
I hope nobody offers them a dime over $5. That's what I hope. I mean, come on. That's just gross.
This Bronco, it wasn't even actually owned. It wasn't even owned by OJ.
He just drove it.
He did own a white Bronco, but it wasn't the one that was in that chase. It was a different one. Mm-hmm. And that's the one that's on the block right now.
It's just disgusting. It really is. And I hate that every other post you see is of him because, I mean, how gross is that?
Oh, by the way, Tina's saying it should be opened, West Patterson. It's not yet. It should be opened next. So we'll find out. I'm sure she'll let us know.
It's going to cost way too much money.
Man, there's some crazy shit going on. I mean, they're just every day. Let's see. 4 years in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is going to receive $340,000 over 4 years in the NBA. And I wonder what Lori Shepard and Wheels and
we'll find out tonight.
Yeah, we'll find out tonight.
5:30.
They got to know this. They have to know this.
I'm sure.
What they have to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the International Space Station broke loose, made it through the atmosphere, and came crashing into a Florida home. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
Yeah. You imagine just sitting there, watching American Idol, and then all of a sudden, Marjorie, what was that? Well, I don't know, Bill. I'll go out and look. Piece of the base station's in the backyard, Marjorie.
Good Lord.
Boy. Let's see.
There's a spring clothing drop and swap at the Barrie Auditorium.
Can you please
drive up and drop off? So Saturday, April 20th from 9 to 3. Please label the bags rags or clothes.
Okay.
And then you can stay and swap So if you want Sunday, you can swap on the 21st from 12 to 5. So $1 per person, all you can carry for clothes.
Fantastic.
So drop off the donations on Saturday, this Saturday from 9 to 3 at the auditorium, and then pick up on Sunday from noon to 5. $1 per person, all you can carry. So that's a great event.
Isn't that great?
It is a great event, and that's brought to you by the Barrie Rotary Club.
I love it.
Yeah.
Rotary Club, they're kicking it.
They are kicking it.
They're just...
We love them. We should get Carl in here at some point to see what he's up to.
Rinker?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, this is not a art year because they do it every other year.
Right.
And hopefully they'll get to do it again. Who knows?
Oh, maybe
that's too colorful and bright, too. We won't want that around here.
Maybe we could get Nicole in here, too.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We wouldn't want to do that, though, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Is anything else that's jumping out at you as I get ready to bring Matt Musgrave on? Anything that's popping?
Anything that's popping? Well, we have a few things. We already told that there is Ladies' Day, but it's also Wellness Wednesday over at right here at the Wellness Space at 23 Summer Street.
Yes.
And you can walk in for some of the appointments, the ear acupuncture and acupressure, the mindfulness meditation.
Yep.
And then if you want to do the Reiki, the massage, table massage or massage, you need to call and book appointments for those.
Yes.
And to do that, you need to call 802-479-4055. And but the rest of the stuff is walk-in, and everything is free.
Yeah, love it.
Everything is free.
Yeah,
they do this on the first, second, and third Wednesday of each month. I believe one more month after this month. So make sure you get over there. And then yesterday, late afternoon, there was a drug raid in Williamstown. And that raid netted them a significant amount of drugs, cocaine, heroin, and illegal firearms, and they arrested 47-year-old Dana Patton. So he was charged with possession of stolen property, a large amount of suspected crack cocaine, heroin, and illegal firearms. Wow. Patton was also found to have 2 outstanding warrants. He was taken to the Northeast Correctional Facility and is due in court in June. So he was held in court for the time, in jail for the time being. And several other people were taken out of the building on Beckett Street as well, but they have since been released. So I'm going to keep an eye on that story as well.
All right. Glad all that stuff is off the street. I want to check in right now. Matt Musgrave with the Associated General Contractors of Vermont. Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Oh, I'm not bad, JD. How are you?
Listen, man, you did such a great job this morning. I was just glued to my Zoom call listening to you for the chamber board meeting. You are so dialed into what's going on with our Vermont legislature, and Raylene and I were chatting a little bit about it this morning, but you were saying that the 3 biggest concerns for Vermonters: public safety, affordability, and housing. Where was that some kind of survey that was done?
Well, JD, actually, it was multiple surveys, and this is over a course of about 3 or 4 years that Vermonters have been clamoring for these 3 priorities. In fact, if you go back to the election back in 2022, there was I believe the University of New Hampshire poll, as well as a number of other local polls that took place. And, it was a surprise to a lot of people because, we were, in the past, have focused on environment and livability and tourism and things like that. But with all the challenges that we've been facing, I mean, Vermonters they've really changed those priorities. It's the cost of living. It's the ability to find a home. Do I feel safe in my neighborhoods? Those are now the priorities. And that carried forward to even polling last summer before the legislative session began. And if all of you remember back in the 2022 election period, if you'll remember looking at flyers, advertisements, front porch forum posts, every single person running for elected office knew what those three priorities were, ran on those three priorities, and here we are today.
That is absolutely. So how do we get to find out who these folks are when our taxes are going to be spiking 15%, 20%? How can we reach out to these folks and say, yo, remember your campaign, how hard you were pushing this? Now look what's going on. What are you doing?
Well, JD, I think this is part of the larger engagement that folks need to have with this process, because I think a lot of folks, myself when I was younger included, believe that, when we elect these folks, they go into office, they're going to do everything that was on the list of priorities that they had. And a lot of people believe once I cast my vote, that's the end of the day. Well, I'm telling you it's not. People need to stay engaged with their elected officials during the election, after the election, and while they're in their session. Because what happens is once you cast your vote and your elected official goes with their priorities that they were sent from their district, all of a sudden they get to the state house and there's hundreds of different special interests that have day-to-day, face-to-face interactions with them, claiming to represent their constituency. So you have special interests that say, I represent your constituency, and like this policy passed. But they're going on the trust of that special interest group. So they need to hear from the people they actually represent too. And that's why you need to pick up the phone and ask them, what have you done for safety? What have you done for housing? And what have you done for affordability?
Those are three things, and especially affordability and housing, which I'm sure, Matt, you, like so many others, have begun many a day scratching your head saying, how can we retain Vermonters staying in our state? How can we maybe tap the brakes to what some say is somewhat of an exodus out of Vermont? Especially certain demographics are saying, the hell with this. I'm pulling up stakes and I'm hightailing it. I'm headed south.
Well, you are seeing I wouldn't necessarily call it an exodus as much as somewhat of a replacement, I think. And it's not an intentional or driven replacement, but it's a replacement due to necessity. So you think about a young person that's gone through our public school, private school systems, gone through the K through 12. They may decide to stay here and go to college. By the time they get to their junior or senior year and they're starting to work in internship programs and looking around, they're smart enough at that time in their lives. They know math. They know about paying bills by then, that they're comparing the results that they'll get out of Vermont. Now, that's two things, right? So it's the affordability, how much money can I earn and what does it cost to live here, and what does the house cost? And we know that those two things, particularly for people that are starting careers at a young age, are just not possible. So we're seeing those folks take off. On the other end, we've seen some COVID migration, and with the great advent of technology, we've had over the last couple of years about 6,000 people move to Vermont. Of those 6,000 people, the average incomes were well over $200,000, and a lot of them were working in remote jobs. So they're not really filling the positions of people that are working in your service industry, working in your construction industry, working as educators, working as law enforcement. So that's
outbidding Vermonters on real estate too.
This is correct. Yeah, I spent a lot of time working in that industry, and right now the math is if you're not bidding at least 10 to 15% over asking price, don't bother making an offer.
Yeah. Wow. Public safety. What are we talking about? Just growing our police force, our first responders, retaining them, giving them added incentives to stay on board. And what say you about with regard to public safety about this additional work zone enforcements? We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now since this bill started to grow some legs. Where do we stand on that?
So that work zone safety bill is something I'm with the Associated General Contractors of Vermont, and we represent the individuals that are working in those work zones. So we've been very happy to see that go through the process. We actually think, I'm not being smart, but I think it's the one public safety issue that we do see going through that will hopefully make a difference and slow people down in those work zones. I just had someone seriously injured over in New Haven at a construction project last week. So it's really near and dear to our heart. Where it is right now is likely it's passed out of the Senate, and it will likely pass out of the House Transportation Committee today to go to a floor vote where we do believe it will pass, and we're hoping that it will become law.
What about retaining police force? What about and it's everywhere. It's Burlington has their own issues, but right here in Central Vermont, we have a lot of police departments are down in staff, and we need more.
Well, I will say the police force is not unique to any other industry in the state of Vermont right now, whether you're talking about the police, construction workers, teachers, healthcare workers. There is a huge lack of workforce. There's a lack of people willing to do the work.
Yeah.
And when I say willing, we want to make sure that we make it really attractive for those individuals to come here to serve Vermont and know that when they go out there and they go to do their job and they find someone that's breaking a violent law, that the legislature is not making laws to tie their hands that they can't perform their job. And I'm seeing that in a couple of different bills related to interrogation. That includes interrogating, people that are in some towns able to vote. So in looking at things like, changing the way that the procedures work in terms of once someone's been arrested, allowing them to go free with no bail, then they don't come back to court. That's not something that, I'm not in law enforcement myself, but if I was in law enforcement, I would feel very deflated if I found someone that was doing something dangerous, hurting another individual, and they were allowed to go back out the next day and recommit as they are.
Yeah. Digger's got something today, and Raylene posted it up a little while ago about the caseload backlog in the judicial system. And I guess Washington County is faring better than other counties, but, man, this is a big concern, Matt.
Well, I actually heard the governor speak on this morning, and I thought it was a very interesting perspective because we're hearing from Vermont Digger that we do have a backup of these cases. But when you actually go look at what's happening in the courtroom every day, they have cases set up, and when the people don't show up for their court, so you have a cop that'll show up that did the arrest, you'll have the state's attorney that'll show up, a judge needs to show up. If the person that went out on a no bail release chooses not to come back into that courtroom,
exactly.
Number one, the case hasn't been settled or dealt with. They're still in the caseload, and now you've created a contempt of court, which is another case. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a self-defeating proposition.
Yeah. Wow, you're watching so much, Matt. You're paying attention. You're doing such a great job. You've got such a great grasp on what's happening in our Vermont legislature, and man, I'd love to sneak you on more frequently if we can bother you every now and then.
Well, I'd be happy to. I figured that you'd want to do it over the phone to save your cameras from my face.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, how closely do you get to work with Dick Wabi? Too close.
Attached. We're attached.
I wonder how many cups of coffee he's had this morning.
10.
Well, The question is, how many cups of coffee has he laid and left and walked away from?
The fact that man can wear a white shirt and drink so many cups of coffee in a single day and not have a single coffee stain on that white shirt, I don't understand it, Matt.
JD, I may be risking my job by sharing this information, but I may know of a closet with white shirts.
Right. He's told us before that he keeps some in his car, too.
He keeps extra ones in his truck.
He keeps extra.
That's hysterical.
That's why you just wear the same thing all the time, and then nobody knows that you've done that.
Oh, my God. Matt, thank you so much for your time this morning, buddy. We greatly appreciate it. Say hello to Dick Wabi for us.
Anytime. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Wow. Good stuff, man. He's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot to pick apart, too.
It really is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff right there that we just unloaded in a very short period of time. And I know we were a little all over the road, but my God, we could do an hour easily on each one of those subjects.
Without question.
Matt Musgrave from the Vermont Construction Association from AGC. We appreciate him so much. Man, wow. If you got comments, if you got ideas, thoughts, opinions, drop them.
Speaking of
Put them in the comments.
Ideas, and yesterday, I just put the question out there because I was super curious about what they're going to do with Goddard and thinking about how that could possibly turn into housing and what that would look like, and even the College of Montpelier that is no longer in use. And, they talk about restructuring the Armory in Waterbury, but there are so many other places that are much more suited and pretty much set for that kind of infrastructure, I guess you could say. And so especially the College of Montpelier as far as dormitories and the way things are set up there. But the comments that have come in are just overwhelming.
Huge.
And the amount of times it's been shared and the amount of people who have clicked on it and even sent private messages. And it just, I mean,
incredible.
Yeah. And in some people, sure, do they have kind of a opinion about it? Yes. You know, are they ugly about it? A little bit. And some people are very open to it. And
we've heard everything, the full gamut.
We've heard everything, and some people are pissed that we're leaving the post up there and we're allowing people to say what they want to say. And,
see, no.
But you know, the thing is that the question makes comments and it brings further question and it brings discussion. Good or bad, it brings discussion.
Absolutely.
And that's how you get results, is through discussion.
Yep.
You know, communicating with each other and finding out what is okay, what is not okay, what is going to work, what's not going to work. That's how we figure it out. We know when one person is left to make all those decisions, we all know what a shitty situation that can get us into. And we don't want that. And so I was actually really happy and surprised to see the reactions, the comments, how much people were talking back and forth about that entire situation.
And we've heard everything from tear it down to build it up to turn it into repurpose it. And
even repurpose it into class, alternative education. And somebody said that instead, because the wait list for alternative education is so long, over a year, to get into some of the schools. And so lots of different comments and questions for sure. And then, you know, and it drags in a lot of the negativity about homeless people and the encampments and the mess they're making.
It's unavoidable. That's going to happen.
In Montpelier, under the bridge, I guess, is absolutely horrible. Down by Dairy Cream. Somebody posted, and there were some other things. And, you know,
Dairy Cream is for sale too.
And I'm sorry, but everybody needs to vent in some sort of way. And if they're venting there, and they can have constructive conversations with others about it. I'm open.
Yeah.
To it. Are you?
Of course I am.
I'm not going to take
Don't
it
ever
down.
take that post down.
No.
Absolutely not.
It was a question.
Yeah. People just...
And some people are going to be assholes, and some people are not.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's the way of the world.
That's right. Ladies' Day today, again, another reminder from Vermont Quick Lube, free flower and car wash every Wednesday with an oil change. They've been doing this for a very long time. No appointment needed. Just pull up. They're going to get you right in today at Vermont Quick Lube. Also, want to say that registration is now open for the 31st annual Chamber Challenge Golf Tournament. Chuck is really excited about this. He wants to start a team, not only with some of his employees over at Berlin Elementary, but also Tractor Supply. He wants you and I to be part of his team, but it's coming up. It's going to be here before you know it. I think it's May 10th for the annual Chamber Challenge Golf Tournament.
I can just picture you and friggin' Chuck out there be like Happy Gilmore.
Chuck is... So many people don't know the real Chuck. They don't know the singer, the songwriter. They don't know the artist. They don't know the doily maker. They don't know the golfer. But Chuck is he is amazing. Have you ever played golf? I mean,
no.
You should see him. And it's not just mini golf. I mean, it's all kinds of golf.
Oh, my God.
Tammy Baldwin is on the birthday list today, along with Mary Ann Simpson. Rick Lafayette is 60 today. Allie Keene. We have Michael Ralph. Heather Leroy Douglas. Is that the Heather Douglas? I wonder if it is. The one that saw the tidy whities? Wasn't that Heather Douglas?
The tidy whities or the see-throughs?
Both.
Your nurse, you mean?
Yeah. They were tidy whitey see-throughs. Are we on the air right now? Mike Ralph, 31 today. Happy birthday. Devin Gould is 28. Brandy Haynes is 45.
Only you would wear edible underwear to have surgery.
Joe Hutchinson, happy birthday to you. Virginia Barron. And let's see, Tim Kavanaugh on the list today. Happy birthday. What about celebrities? Do you care, Raylene, about the celebrities?
No, not really.
You don't care that it's Jennifer Garner's 52nd birthday?
Not really.
That doesn't... You don't care about that? What about Victoria Beckham? She's 50 today. She's made it to the big 5-0.
And has only had plastic surgery
How many
once.
times?
No,
Today
I
is,
don't know.
Today is National, and I think you posted this up, National Bat Appreciation Day.
I actually don't think I posted them today. I saved it, but I don't think I posted it.
Okay. Bat. Not a baseball bat, like the flying bat. You know, millions of us have fears of bats.
But they eat bugs.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They're an important part of our ecosystem.
They really are. They're ugly.
Yes.
But it's not like they get near you. They
They
stay
make a
away
nest
from
in
you.
your hair, Raylene.
No, they won't.
They will.
They don't even, they will not even, they'll fly down and dart at you a little bit, but they won't get really close to you. They don't hurt you. But if they get in your attic, they make a wicked mess and they piss all over the place. It's really gross. They can actually cause a lot of damage, but
And then
they eat
shit,
bugs.
And then, yeah, I know.
But they eat bugs.
Yeah. And what if you eat their shit, you get crazy, bad shit crazy? Something like that. Yeah.
Well, I've never eaten their shit, but I'm batshit crazy.
I know you are.
I actually told somebody that this morning. I said, if you don't, I'm going to go batshit crazy in about 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, you're batshit crazy most mornings when you walk in here. Lily wanted to make a bat house a couple of years ago. Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I was like...
It's out with the chicken coop.
No. And you and Chuck can both kiss my ass because I actually did make a bat house.
You did?
I made one. And I followed the instructions on...
Is it still together?
YouTube. Yes, actually it is. But I put it way, way up in the top of the eave of the house. Mm-hmm. Way up high. Mm-hmm. As high as you can go, up by the top of the chimney there. Mm-hmm. Jimmy's up there putting new siding on a couple of summers ago. Gets on the cell phone. Do you remember this?
No.
He called me while we were on the air. Calls me, and he's like, or maybe he called Rex, and then Rex called me. I think it was one of the two. Calls and says, hey, I'm up on this ladder. What's this brown box right here? I'm trying to pull it off the side of the house. I'm like, yeah, that's just a bat house, buddy. There could be some live ones in there. Look out. They might come flying out at you.
Oh, my God. The plumbing problem. How is the plumbing problem? It still exists. JD made it to Nelson's.
Please kiss my ass.
The parts are still in the car.
You and Judy can kiss my ass.
Right on the front seat.
I went over to Nelson's.
But the sump pumps are working.
Some pumps are actually working quite well.
Thank God.
I went over to Nelson's yesterday, and I got some of these Shark Bite fittings, half-inch by half-inch couplers, or coupling, whatever you call them. And
Right, you got most of the job done.
I got the what do you call it? The steel wool.
Yeah.
And the emery board shit.
Sandpaper?
Whatever. Got home. Got the headlamp going. I got the pipe goop, which turns out I didn't need. I got the solder. Didn't need that either. Chuck, stop it. And got down there, and I got the pipe cutter. Mm-hmm. Cut off a new section of copper. Mm-hmm. At least I know it's half-inch, Raylene. Mm-hmm. Put it all together.
You did.
I did. There's no leaks.
I want proof.
I did it.
I want proof.
I did. Glenn, I got the pipe cutter. I did the whole thing by myself. I'm going to take pictures.
All right.
Have a great day, everyone. There's no leaking at my house.
You lying. You take a shit.
I swear to God, I'm not kidding. I swear to God.